How's it going today, guys? This is Dan with the Rapways on another how-to video from Rapway Marine. So today what we are going to be doing is changing oil on this small kids four-wheeler. If you caught the last video, we went over, we cleaned the carb on it, installed these new plastics, and did some other electrical work on it. So we're going to change oil on it today, and that'll be the last step before this ATV is ready to go back into service. So the first thing you want to do is warm the ATV up. I like to let it run for 10-15 minutes for sure. Make sure everything's good and hot. You want that oil all good and mixed up. Now I already did that step just to save you guys the annoyance of listening to the thing run for forever. So show you some of the tools we're going to need to use for this. So just a few simple tools that you're going to need. The first is going to be a 17mm socket or a wrench. Socket makes it a little bit easier to get in there on a ratchet. Again, that's a 17mm. The next thing is going to be a funnel to get the oil back into the motor. And then some oil. So for these types of ATVs that you can't really get their recommended oil or their name brand oil, I like to run a Valvoline. It's important to run an ATV oil in it. The reason is because of the wet clutch inside. There's additives in this oil to allow that clutch to function properly. And then a 1040 is a good all-around, all-year weight oil. So the next step is going to be to drain the oil. So down here, I've already got our drain pan in place. There's less than a quart of oil, so you don't need a large drain pan, but this is the one I have for the shop. So your drain plug is this guy right here. Your drain plug is this guy right here up front, and that's the one that is the 17mm. So you'll just take your 17mm socket or wrench, whatever you're using, and loosen it up. Now there's a brass washer. I'll show you. You can kind of see it falling down. I'll get you a close-up right here. Right there is your brass washer. That's what actually seals it, so you want to make sure you don't lose that. Sometimes they'll stick onto the engine case, and then it'll fall into your drain pan, and if you forget to put that, it'll leak oil. So we'll get our drain pan in place here. We'll go ahead and not much room to work underneath here, but we'll go ahead and get our drain plug pulled. You can see the oil is pretty black, and on this particular one, there is not a magnet. There is not a magnet on the end of here. A lot of them, there will be a small magnet that'll stick up to kind of catch engine debris. You want to make sure you clean that off really well when you remove it, but we'll go ahead and clean this up and let our oil drain. Okay guys, so now that it is done draining, you want to go ahead and clean off the surface real well so your O-ring has somewhere to sit. We'll take our drain plug, it's all cleaned up, and we'll go ahead and thread it back in. Now you don't want to get really tight with this. You can strip it out, it's just going into aluminum, so you don't got to get too crazy with it, but we'll snug her up here a little bit. Okay, that's all we got to do. Wipe her down again. And we'll get to putting oil in it. Okay guys, so your oil fill and your oil check location is on the right side of the ATV as you'd be sitting on it, or on this key switch side here. And it is located right down in here. So it's this little gray guy right there. Simply unscrews. It shouldn't be too tight. Spin it out of there, and you can go ahead and set that aside. Okay, and I like using this longer funnel. It kind of flexes in there. It works pretty good. And we'll go ahead and we'll add in this oil. Now this oil is, we're gonna put about 3/4 of that bottle in. I usually go about half, and then I check it and just kind of slowly work our way up from there. So we'll go ahead and dump some of that in. The fill cap and the dipstick attached to the end, you can see little hash marks in it. And what you want to do is you want to fill that up until, so those hash marks represent the safe range to run your engine oil level. What you want to do is you want to fill that up until it's about 3/4 to, you know, almost to completely full up that range. That way it allows room if the ATV is sitting at an angle a little bit that it's not overfilled. So we'll go ahead, and you want to clean that off real well before you put it back in, which I already did. And we'll go ahead and we'll just kind of put it in there, and then we'll see where we're at. So just kind of set it in until it's flush with the threads. We'll pull it out and take a look. So you can see we're right up to the top. It's not over full. It's not up onto this portion here. We're right up perfect. So again, before you reinsert that, you always want to wipe it off to make sure you're not introducing any dirt and debris into there. And we'll go ahead and put it back in. And then that part is complete. You can just threads back in. Don't tighten it up too much. It's just plastic. It's got an O-ring it'll seal, and it just goes right back onto there. So the last step in this process you're going to want to do is go ahead and make sure that this isn't leaking at all. Now that it's got oil back in there, then you're going to want to start it up and double check your oil level. And once you got that done, you've got your oil change completed. All right, guys, so there you go. That's how to change oil on one of these small 110 kids ATVs. If you like this video, please like, drop me a comment, and subscribe. We've got a lot of other things going on around here with a lot of other how-to videos, as well as operating kind of a homestead. So we've got a lot of homestead type things, some chickens and things like that. So until next time, guys, have a good one.